for a little while here. Today we're interviewing David Oyelowo. David's a British-born and trained actor who plays the character of Lightning in the George Lucas-produced and Anthony Hemingway-directed movie Red Tails. It's a story about the Tuskegee Airmen, black fighter pilots who are battling the Nazis in World War II and racism in their own U.S. of A. We're happy to have David on the program with us. He's calling in from the West Coast. Welcome, David, to the show today.
Thank you very much.
See, now, Tiffani, if I would have did the introduction, I would have been like, I'm sorry, David, this is what people have been saying on Facebook. You know, one of the chocolate eye candy from the movie Red Tails is on the show today. And that's all I'm here. All these women on Facebook. Wow, the movie was so great. What was it about? I have no clue. But those men were hot. They were just gorgeous. It was some chocolate eye candy. That's, you know, hey.
Wow, David. I wonder what you have to say to that. Don adored you as Asa Guy in The Raisin in the Sun, and you were in Rise of the Planet Apes. Now, you're playing this young pilot, as people on Facebook are saying, the chocolate eye candy, which is doing amazing at the box office. You're extremely versatile, though. How were you able to snag this role?
It was a bit of a fight, to be honest. I mean, my versatility, as you say, as an actor, is not necessarily always an advantage. When I first read the script for Red Tails, I was very, very drawn to this part of Lightning, the part I play in Red Tails. But Anthony Hemingway had seen me in a film called The Last King of Scotland, in which I play a sort of older character. I have a beard in that film, an afro, and look very, very different to what I do normally. And when my manager was trying to get me in the room for an audition, he said, "Yeah, we love David, but he's just too old. There's no way." I mean, these pilots were in their late teens, early 20s, and I had to bash the door, beg everything to get in the room. Thankfully, I think I beat them down so much they allowed me in, and I managed to snag it because, you know, they were so, I guess it was a backhanded compliment in the way. They were so convinced I was older in Last in Scotland, they couldn't believe I could be a young pilot.
And this is exactly where you did a great job at it. So we're happy that you got this role and no one else did.
Thank you.
Now, obviously, you aren't American-born, but you had to identify with the struggles of black men here in this country to do this movie. How were you able to identify?
Well, I think, you know, the privilege I have is that, you know, I'm from the UK, but my parents are from Nigeria. I lived in Nigeria for 7 years. I've lived in the UK most of my life, and I've now lived in America for nearly 5 years. So I've had the privilege of being a black man on 3 continents. So I have a fairly good bird's eye view on what that means, having lived in a country where I'm not a minority and having lived in 2 countries where I am, and all the stuff that goes along with that. So, you know, like I say, but, you know, I have a privileged view, but also as an actor, what you're always doing, regardless of the role you're playing, is you have to, for me, I start from the inside out. So it's not just the character emotionally or what they look like, it's the socio-political milieu in which they inhabit. So I had to do a lot of studying, you know, as to what it meant to be black in America in the 40s. So, and also the other privilege was getting to hang with a lot of the actual Tuskegee Airmen. So, like I say, we had a very, very privileged view of what it was like to be black in America back then.
Dapo, do you hear that, Dapo? My boy is listening. He is Nigerian, okay, Dapo? Dapo, he's Nigerian. Yes.
Hello, my brother. How are you now?